So the way you can get your channel to grow is to get YouTube to recommend your videos. That's what I did, and I'm going to show you how I did that. Okay, so first things first, once you come to my current YouTube channel that you are watching this video, you will see very quickly that this is not the channel where I got all of those views. The channel where I got all of those views is my main channel called Blue Succeed, and this is where I react to music videos of all sorts. I got my 13,000 views from two videos in particular. The first one being a reaction video to a rapper called NF, and the second one from a reaction video to BTS, who obviously need no explanation. You can see, looking at the stats of this video here, the NF one, you can see during the period from the 23rd to the 14th, which is exactly 3 weeks, I got 3.9k views, 178 hours watch time, and 45 subscribers. And actually, before I released this video, I had 29 subscribers, as you can see right here. If we go down to the 23rd, you can see I had 29 subscribers, and during this period where I put out those two videos, you can see it's really starting to climb. So if we go over to the reach tab here, this is the part that you've been waiting for. If we come down here, look at this, 95,000 impressions on YouTube, of which 95.9% of it was YouTube recommended my content. If that doesn't astonish you, I don't know what will. They have put in a graft for me. They've gone really hard, they've worked really hard for me, and they've put my video in front of a lot of people. That is how I got all of these views. Literally, I made the video and I pressed publish. I didn't do any promotion during this 3-week period. I just let YouTube put out the video, and this is the result I got from it. And bearing in mind, like I said, I had 29 subscribers before this, so you know, I'm very happy with that. Let's take a look at where the videos were placed. So you can see that they've put it 60% about us was on the watch page recommended on there, and the next 36% was recommended on the homepage. Now look at this, viewers seeking my content is 4.1%. That really shows you that people are not looking for my content specifically, which makes sense because I'm not known. People don't know who I am. From the 95k impressions, I had a click-through rate of 3.5, which for me is pretty good, and the views from these impressions is 3.3k. Now if we go back to the overall views during this time period, is 3.9k. So almost all of my views was from YouTube recommending my content, putting it in front of people who would likely to want my content, and then the people just clicking and watching it. Now obviously it's your job to make them click, and it's your job to make them stay as long as possible to watch the video. Going on to the BTS one now, if we go to reach, we can see almost double the impressions from the previous video, and once again an astonishing 96.9% of them recommending my content. Click-through rate is even higher than the previous one, 4.4, which is pretty good for me, and the views I got from it was 8.1k views. If we go to overview, you can see that almost once again all my views is purely from those impressions. So how can you do the same? So the first tip I'm going to give you, and bear in mind this is just from my experience, this is what I think based on everything that I've done and the results I've achieved here, so of course I could be wrong, but follow on and try it if you want. The first thing I recommend is to make YouTube videos that people actually want to watch. Now this is something you've probably heard a million times over, but let's go through it practically to show you. So let's say we want to make videos on archery. All we got to do is come here, type in archery, and you see what comes out. If we go down and look, we can see that, okay, we've got a video here which has got a crazy amount of views, 61 million views over an 8-year period. Let's go further down. Alright, so we've got archery for beginners, which has got 200,000 views in 9 months, and another new archery for beginner here, which has got 400,000 views in the 2-year period. Already from that very quick search, I could see that if I made a video on archery for beginners right now, and then I put it out on YouTube, that there's already a market for it. There are already people who are interested in starting archery. So if I made a video on that, I could probably predict a couple hundred or a couple thousand views in a 1 or 2 month period if I did this. Of course, from there, the evidence is not conclusive. If you want to know if you can have longevity in making archery videos, you then need to go on the YouTube channel and then you need to go and look at the other kind of videos they're making and see what kind of views they are getting, particularly the ones of the videos that you want to make, the ones that are of topic of interest to you. I could scroll down here, see some at 25k, some at 5.6k, and I need to decide, do I want to make this kind of content? And then if I do, maybe one thing that can help me is to decide, okay, if these views are the highest amount of views that I'm ever going to get making these videos, would I be happy with it? And if yes, then watch the videos from those other creators and then decide for yourself, can I make the videos as good as or better than what they have? And if you can, go ahead and make the video. Of course, the videos that most people are watching are going to be the ones that most people are interested in. So if you can replicate that all the time, you'll be able to grow very quickly on YouTube. So I knew that if I did the same, there'll be a market out there already for me. And I didn't think that, oh, why would they want to watch my reaction? Because the difference between me and other reactors is me. So maybe my reaction might be better than someone else's and they might gravitate towards that. So as for me, I make reaction videos to music, right? I know that people are always going to continue to make music, and I know that the people that I'm reacting to are popular musicians and people like watching reactions to those musicians. So in this case, being NF and being BTS, I knew that other people have made reaction videos to them, and I knew that if I made some, that maybe I'd get a decent amount of views, which I happen to get. As well as that, because the market already exists and I'm just going into that market, YouTube already know where to put my video. They already know what kind of people watch those videos, and all they have to do is put the video in front of them. My job then is to make them click on the video and watch the video as long as possible. I do that, then YouTube will think, this video is pretty good, people are liking it, let's push it out to more people. The next thing to talk about is title and thumbnails. You need a good title and a good thumbnail. That tip you've heard a million times over, but what does it actually mean? Talking specifically with the thumbnail, what you have to do is make a thumbnail that is clickable. Now, you've probably heard that tip a million times, but I'm going to explain it to you in a way that you've probably never heard it before. Make a thumbnail that every fiber in your being tells you to click it. When you're scrolling through and you see a thumbnail, everything inside you should be telling you, oh my gosh, I need to click that thumbnail. I want to click that thumbnail. That thumbnail looks like it just wants to be clicked. That is how you get onto the winner of a thumbnail. So some of the things that I think make a good thumbnail is this. One that either tells a story, invokes an emotion, or creates curiosity. Other things also is creating a thumbnail that has 3 or 4 elements to it. And lastly, making it pop. So adding some color, some vibrancy, some saturation. So this is the thumbnail that I made for the reaction video to NF. So this is it. This is the thumbnail here. This backdrop is actually a screenshot from the music video itself. And this right here is, as I've shown, NF. And the point in the little story I tell here is this. Here is NF, this little small stick figurine of a person here who is on this wide, vast mountain, and my face is shocked and in awe of why he's there and what's happening. So I'm looking at this crazy, amazing view and I'm like, wow, this is amazing. So I communicate that feeling and that emotion to the audience. And when they see the thumbnail, they're probably thinking, wow, he's looking at this crazy scene. I want to see what it's about. I want to see what he thinks about that, right? Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. It's there in the facial expressions and it's there in the uniqueness of the scene. Right, you can see the 3 elements here in this thumbnail. 1 being the focal point, which is this picture here, this little person here. 2 is me, and 3 is text. So I've got text there, which help ties and explain everything together. Usually, the last thing I talked about, making it pop. So this is the one that I showed you earlier with saturation. Now let's scroll down and look at what this same image of me looks like without any saturation. So you can see a lot darker, it doesn't pop out as much. And when you're thinking about it, if you've got somebody who's never met you before, that doesn't know you on YouTube, small stuff like this can be the difference to them clicking or not. So if you're scrolling through YouTube and you see this thumbnail versus this thumbnail, which one are you going to click? Let's go in a little bit closer. So you see that on your homepage. Which one are you going to click? You see what I'm saying? Let's move on to the BTS one now. So similar to DNF one, I have 3 main elements. Here is the focal point, which is BTS, me, and text. Now just take a look at what happens when I remove the text. Can you see how immediately the thumbnail looks a lot emptier? It's weird, but it's missing that thing, you know, it's missing it. When I bring it back, you can see how the text really ties everything together. Small things like that really can make a difference if someone clicks or if they don't click. I added the little yellow overlay just to add some color and pop and make it stand out a little bit versus the kind of monotone backdrop that I went for. Once again, I picked a scene out from the video. I used the same image because I think it works really well. It shows good expression, and I tied it in with the text. Once again, let's look at how it looks with and without saturation. So let's scroll down. Look at that. It actually still looks pretty good, but you have to remember, we're trying to draw in people that have never seen us before and that don't have a clue who we are. So let's zoom out. So look at that. Differences are subtle, but which one are you going to click? This one is just has more in it. It's just more vibrant, just pops more. So I'm more likely going to click this thumbnail than this thumbnail. And for me, when I look at this thumbnail, it just makes me want to click. And I can say that objectively because that's what I went for. The next thing to talk about here is average view duration. Now, I've put this in a specific order because this is from starting off from when you're making a video to when people are actually watching the video. The first point I made about making a video that people want to watch, that's before you upload. And then once you put it on YouTube, your job is to make them click and to watch. So that's why I talked about thumbnails, and now I'm talking about average view duration, because that, along with the click-through rate, tells YouTube if this video is a good video for other people to watch. Now, a good average view duration that I personally aim for is half of the length of the video, at least on short videos anyway. For me, if I can get that, that is a good video for me. That's a video that's performing well. If it drops slightly under, then I need to analyze why that is and just make improvements for the next video. If we go to the NF one here, you can actually see the average view duration is 2 minutes 45, which actually is less than half of the video. Maybe I spoke too much in certain parts. I don't actually know why, but what I do know is the video's moving forward. I actually do trim that down, and my average view duration for almost all the next videos is about half. If we go to the BTS one, you can see that the BTS one is 2 minutes 15 average view duration, and the video length is 4 minutes 37. So you can see that is literally almost bang on half. As well as making reaction videos and making YouTube growth tip videos like this one, I'm also a music producer, and I made 9 lo-fi music for you to stream and listen to right now, and also to include in your own YouTube videos as background music. Put it on whilst you're working, whilst you're studying, whilst you're planning your next YouTube video. Leave it on repeat in the background, shuffle and just enjoy. First link in the description box to go and listen. If you want to use these songs as background music for your next YouTube video, all you need to do is click the second link in the description box below, sign up to my mailing list, complete the entire process, and the 9 songs will be there ready and waiting for you to use. These are 100% copyright free. Sorry, I actually meant royalty free. You don't have to worry about any copyright strikes or copyright claims. Aside from that, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.